Hello, Cheryl, my darling. Thank you for being here. I hope it's not too late and Kayla can make it for sure. Give me just a second. I'm almost ready to get started. I just did not want to keep you guys waiting for too long. In fact, let's find out what the song is while I finish up what I'm doing. Holy Spirit, may I have a song, please, that would go perfectly with this message that you have for us tonight? What song do you have? You know, I'm not no parlor tricks here. What song do you have, Holy Spirit? That. Spirit, I'm gonna need your help with this one. I'm gonna need your help with this one. Whole lots of it too. Where's my Coke? Where did I put it? Lost my drink, y'all. Am I staring right at it and don't know it? I'll be damned. Give me just a second. What did I do with? Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Alright. This is probably part of the reading. I don't know how, but it is. Okay. I'm going to definitely need help with this reading, Spirit, and you already know that. Holy Spirit, can you please lead, guide, direct, take over, use whatever you need to use. I submit myself to you completely to be used as a vessel to deliver a message to your people for their highest and greatest good, for our highest and greatest good, so that we can become the highest version of ourselves in this lifetime. The version that you intend for us to become in this lifetime, and not some half-ass version of ourselves, as we decide that we have to be the status quo. Some of you have been around since the very beginning with me, and you know the whole story about me and how this channel came to be. And some of you have even been around since before this channel was a channel. And I have asked people to help me with this channel, to be moderators on this channel. And I've had nothing but trouble with some of these moderators. And I had recently been told by Kailash that he was stepping down. And I asked Kailash when he told me that to announce that to you all and to tell them why he was stepping down. And he has not done that as of yet. Well, today was his last day moderating on my channel, and I'm going to tell you why. The reading today was about the moderators, and it was about the people that are commenting on the channel. If you pay attention to the reading, you might get the message. Somebody, no, not somebody, Kailash was rude as fuck to people that I've known my whole life. And I will not tolerate it. I will not tolerate it. And you can take all your fake profiles with you, because I'm no dumbass. And I look people up to see when their profiles were created. Me is me, November 30th of 2024. Wake up. I was born this way. This is not something that I practiced and got good at. Do not bring that bullshit to my channel. Because I'm not here for numbers, and I'm damn sure not here for dollars. So if that's what you're here for, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong soul tribe. So take that shit somewhere else. Because I don't need you kissing my ass. I don't want anybody kissing my ass. There are literally readers on YouTube that will be hateful as hell to you because they know if they're mean to you, that you will do anything you have to do to get them to like you. And all I ask you to do is to come here and to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, and to ask whatever questions you need answers to so I can try my best to connect with the Holy Spirit to get answers for you. I don't ask for a penny, and I'm never going to. If God wants me to make money on YouTube, God will do it. I don't have to ask for anything. The universe has enough to go around. I'm not competing with a damn soul on here, and I'm never going to. So take that shit somewhere else, because I don't have time for it. I have people in my collective that have real issues going on in their lives. Serious issues. And they don't have time for your rude ass either. If you're ever on this channel again and you're rude to DG, it'll be the last time, because I will block your ass on every fake fucking profile you make. DG is very special to me, and I have told you that. And how dare you not answer his question today? And it's not the first time you've done that shit to him either. If any person that's a regular on my channel comes to my channel asking for anything, they're going to get it. And if they come here and they don't ask for anything, we're going to ask them if they need anything. Because we're here to serve them. Not to serve our damn selves. And don't bring the shit about some other channel getting a $150 donation, because I don't give a fuck what other channels have. They're no competition to me, sweetheart. The universe has enough for all of us. And what's for them is for them, and I'm happy for them. But don't bring that shit over here. Don't bring that shit over here and compare me to other people. If you would have been paying attention to the reading, you would have fucking known that. Hey, man, you baby, I've missed you. I want you to know that. I've missed you a lot. And I mentioned that to Cheryl today on the phone. I said, I haven't seen Manu in about a month. I've seen you, but you pop in and pop out. And I have asked the moderators that if you have a question and it's too late where you live, to ask that question in the beginning of the reading. So if you have a question, baby, you let me know right now and I'll answer that question for you. Because I know that it's late where you live. And I'm sorry that I had to get a little bit heated. But sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to let people know where you stand. Because I tried to be nice about it. Tried to be politically correct about it. But you know what? Fuck all of that bullshit. You know what I'm about here. I'm about obeying spirit. Doing whatever spirit asks of me. And I'm not going to try, I'm trying real hard not to turn my head to the left or to the right, but to keep my eyes focused completely on spirit. Because it's so easy to get distracted. And it can happen to any of us. And if my lights were about to be cut off and I was desperate for money or I was about to lose my home, I would probably be the same way. The same thing that's been happening, Manu. Kailash, being fucking rude. Being rude as hell to people. And I'm sick of it. And he told me he was resigning the day that him and DG got into it and they had that little split. That it was just nothing. It was nothing major. It was literally just a community of people having to correct one another because for some reason he doesn't want to let DG have a question. And DG's a friend of mine. Just like I've asked him that if you want a question answered because it's time for you to go to bed and you work your ass off, all you got to do is ask and he's to tell me. But 2 or 3 more times after that, you showed up and left before I got to the questions. And I even asked, did you ask him? And I was watching the comments. The answer is no, not unless you and him have a way of communicating that I'm unaware of. And after I got the resignation, this me is me person shows up. Well, their profile was created on November 30th of 2024. I'm not a dumbass. And this person and Kailash constantly have dialogue together. And I'll ask him a question. And it's almost like it's him with a second profile. Which, why the fuck anybody would do that? That's something that stupid and childish is way beyond my comprehension. And I want you to understand something. First and foremost, I love Kailash. And I've given him chance after chance to straighten the fuck up. But nobody is going to come here and destroy what I have built. And I have built it on listening to spirit every step of the way. And some of y'all have been around long enough to know that. Some of y'all know that. This candle is going off over here. Spirit, help me to calm down, please, because I didn't mean to go on a tantrum like this. But I'm telling you, when I give somebody chance after chance after chance to straighten up, and they're still rude as hell, to the people that come here to watch me and turn away new people that are new subscribers and cause me to lose. I literally lost 30 subscribers since he resigned. He gave me a notice for his resignation, and I was kind enough to let him work that notice out. And he has done nothing but get worse and worse. Like, who the fuck are you? Who are you really? Because this is not the same person that I met when I first met him. I am no dumbass, and I will not let anybody destroy what Spirit has built here. Period. I don't give a shit who you are. Give me a minute. People look at me and they think that I am the sweetest, kindest, most loving person in the world. And you know what? I am. I am. But I've also learned that in life, that sometimes people will take your kindness for weakness. And when you run into those people, you better stand up for yourself. You better stand up for yourself. Because I don't take no shit off of nobody. I was married to a man for 21 years who taught me never take shit. Never give it, but never take it either. And he ended up having to eat his very own words because when he tried to give it to me, I left his ass. Alright, enough about that. I'm over it. I'm done with it. I don't appreciate, though, as kind as I have been, as generous as I have been, having somebody try to play mind games with me by creating accounts and talking to themselves or whoever, whatever friend they have in cahoots with themselves. I feel that it's probably just the same person because when that person is talking, we can't seem to get his attention. And I asked him to stay, but now I don't want him to stay. He can stay and watch the show, but he won't moderate for me anymore because I won't tolerate anybody being rude to my people. And I would rather have 5 real people than to have 5 million fake ass fuckers. You know, I'm not even feeling bad about my actions right now. I think it's long overdue. And if you know anything about Scripture, the Holy Scriptures, there is a such thing as righteous anger. And Jesus showed that when he went to the temple on the Passover. And they were selling blemished, unpure sacrifices to the poorest people who couldn't afford to buy them to begin with. And you couldn't even sacrifice those animals because they had blemishes. You had to have a pure, unblemished animal even to sacrifice. And they were selling blemished animals to the poorest people that they could. And Jesus got pissed off And he pretty much cussed them out in whatever. He called them vipers. Snakes. You vipers. How dare you turn my house into a den of thieves? He called them thieves and snakes. And then he turned over the table that they had all of their money and all of their bullshit on, and pretty much told them to get out. Get out of my house. If you're not going to respect my house, get out of it. And that's where I'm at with this. If you're not going to respect my family and my tribe and the people that come here that they want to hear from Spirit, and because they love me and because I love them, get out of my house. I'm cleaning house tonight. That's what I'm here to do. And I don't give a shit how many subscribers I lose. I'm cleaning this house. For some reason, this card right here turned over. And if you listen to the message earlier today, that's what it said we were working on, was getting our stability back. Because things have been very unstable in this collective. And the thing that really breaks my heart the most is that I don't know it. I haven't really known it. The only way I've known it is people have been bringing it to me and telling me what's been going on. Because you have to understand, when I sit here and I do a reading for you, Manu, I hope you didn't leave. I hope that you'll stick around. It's going to get better. I just had to get that out. And I'm feeling like I'm calming down, so I hope you're still here. I love you. But, you know, if you gotta go, you gotta go. Because we're going to have stability in this collective. This is what we're going to have. We're going to have a tree. Thank you, baby. I love you. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're going to stay here. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. I love you too. And I love Kailash. But for some reason, when I told him I wouldn't charge money, he got very angry. And it's possible that maybe he needs the money. And I understand that. And my feelings will not be hurt if he moves on to something different. I will still love him, but I can't let him be rude to my people. And just ignore several people, new people. You know, if you're tired, and that's what I've tried to tell him, and I've explained to Cheryl, and I've explained it to them in group chats on WhatsApp. You guys have to work together. You know, it sometimes gets to be a lot because I am long-winded. My videos are long. So one of you could do half, and the other one could say, you know what, I'm tired. Can you take over now? They don't both have to be here at the same time. But I can't have somebody just being rude to people, and especially people that they know that I love. I have known some of these people way before this channel ever was a channel. And see, they don't know that because I don't always tell them that. You don't always know who you're talking to when you're talking to people on this channel. Some of them could be my family. My familia, my real blood kin. So, maybe Spirit has something to say about all of this because I don't normally get out of character like that. But occasionally when it comes to something that I'm very passionate about and somebody tries to cause havoc on it, something's got to be done. And I don't know how else to get my point across to someone. If you're here to make money, you're probably on the wrong channel. Because this channel is going to make money when Spirit's ready for it to make money. But I'm not going to have to beg for it. I'm never going to have to beg for Spirit to bless me. It says that in the Bible. I have never seen God's people begging for bread. You're never going to see that. If somebody has money and they want to donate it, they know how to do that. They know that. They know I live in a mobile home that just almost burned to the ground and that I lost everything out there in my barn. They don't have to be told that. I've expressed that to people. If they want to help me, they know how to help me. All right. Spirit, what are you trying to say here besides what I've already said? What else is it? Why do we keep getting this song, American Woman, Stay Away From Me? This is about gratitude. Spirit said this is about gratitude. Being grateful. Giving thanks and showing heartfelt appreciation. It's also about having humility. And somebody has no faith whatsoever. No faith. And somehow obedience plays a factor. Doing what you're told by those in authority. And I will say, and I've said it before, Cheryl and I have discussed this, there's a cultural difference. I don't know what it's like to be a man, obviously. And I don't know what it's like to live in India, obviously. I've never even visited there. I don't know if it's against the rules. I know in China you can't be Christian. There's strict rules in certain countries about certain things. And I do think that men in the East, I want to say this as kindly as I can, they don't really show respect to women in the same way that women get respect in the United States or in the Western part of the world. It's like a hierarchy type thing. And so to have a woman telling you what to do and what to not do is offensive. And I've tried to be mindful of that in my interactions with people. I try to always think of other people before myself. Always. That's the humility. And I try to be grateful. And I have faith. So I don't know that this is actually about me. But this is what the message that Spirit has. Okay? And I want to say it again. I love Kailash. But I cannot allow him to hurt the people that come to this channel. Because the people that come here are already hurting. They wouldn't be coming here if they didn't have something that was hurting them. Because people lean on God. They lean on their spirituality when they're in the most broken places of their life. Not everyone that comes here is broken. A lot of you that come here are super gangster level spiritual. And I think you feel what I'm trying to say. I think you understand where I'm coming from, and that it's not out of sheer hatred or anger in a malice type way. It's just me being protective. Once again, it's my job to protect you from scams. And people will scam you. People will pretend to be me. When I moved out here, I had no choice but to do lives. And I didn't understand that. And now the more that I hear and see that goes on the internet, and especially on YouTube, if you post a video, they can steal that video and create a whole channel and pretend to be you and start asking for money in your name. And there's no way. There's no way. Let me find out somebody's pretending to be me and using my videos to scam people. I won't. Look, this thing is making like this wicked smiley face. I love it. The crystal ball. It's like Spirit is smiling at me right now. Do you see that? But yeah, it's time for us to get back to our roots. It's time for us to get back. This channel is and forever and for always will be Dreaming Dragonfly Tarot. And it is Spirit's channel. Spirit runs it. I just sit here and sometimes make a fool of myself. What prayer would you give us, Spirit, when it comes to this? And this is flip-flopping. I'm fine. I'm just trying to keep my arms from, picking at them, because they're healing up nicely, and I don't want to pick at them. And it's so, it's hard not to when you have sores on you like that. Okay. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's the law of attraction right there. I've told y'all that before. God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. It's not saying stack it all up in the bank so you can brag about how much money you have. It says give us today what we need for today. And you know what? There's been a lot of times in my life that's all I got. And I've gotten so used to living that way that I keep very little. I don't keep a whole lot of food in there to have to throw it away because it goes bad. I keep very little here. It's just me. I have no one living with me but a parrot and a dog. And the parrot and the dog eat just as much as I do. So I make sure I give them half of whatever I eat. But it's give us each day our daily bread. What we need for today. Whatever it is we need for today. And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who've trespassed against us. And have I trespassed? I probably have tonight. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I offended Kailash in any way, that was not my intention. My intention was to apologize to the ones that you have offended and that I've watched you offend. And I've asked you to stop and you wouldn't. So now I'm demanding it. I've told you over and over again how special Rhonda is to me, how special DG is to me, and especially Cheryl. Like, Cheryl will ask you a question and you will not even answer her, but you'll talk to everybody else. American woman, stay away from me. I got better things to do than grow old with you. Unbelievable. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who've trespassed against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. And money, the love of it, is the root of all evil. Not money itself, but the love of it. And it does take money to survive. And it's hard as hell when you don't have any. It's real hard to practice the law of attraction when you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. But that's the only way out of that situation. What message do you have, Spirit, for this collective? Message for this collective from this deck. We're going to get this collective. We're going to get this. And we're going to pull ourselves up out of this pit. As I breathe deeply, I feel myself thrive. Did you hear that? Thriving is as natural as breathing itself. By relaxing often and breathing deeply, your natural thriving is enhanced. So thriving is as natural as breathing itself. And this card, the stability card, fell off the deck on its own. I guess it got hit by my arm, but nothing happens by accident. So as you breathe deeply, you're thriving. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. We complicate it with our minds. We get our minds involved. And that's where meditation is so essential, because you have to shut that fucker off. It'll tell you everything, every reason to not believe, to not have faith. It'll tell you every reason why breathing deeply will not cause you to thrive. What comes off the bottom? Let's see what we got down here. Anything I can imagine being, doing, or having, I can be, do, or have. Anything I can imagine being, doing, or having, I can be, do, or have. And some of you have been around long enough to hear a story I'm just fixing to tell you. As you ask yourself why you want it, the essence of your desire is attracted. The essence of your desire is activated. As you ask yourself why you want it, the essence of your desire is activated and the universe begins to bring it to you. It's as easy to create a castle as a button. And let me explain something to you. Your imagination is probably one of the strongest things that you have. And people discourage us all of our lives from using our imagination. Right now, I'm using my imagination. I'm thinking way outside of the box that they want me to stay in. And by doing so, I'm being incredibly, incredibly blessed. When my kids were little, and I would put them to bed at night, little, I would say the oldest was probably 3, and then I had a 1-year-old and I had a newborn. And when I would put them to bed at night, we had an old 4Runner. That, you know, that song, that old 4Runner that I bought you when things were good. I used to have an old 4Runner that my husband bought me when things were good. And when we had no air conditioner in that thing. It had like 300,000 miles on it. We had to keep the windows down, and I was constantly worried having all these kids that we were going to go somewhere and it was going to like be the last of this vehicle. But I ended up selling it, and whoever got it kept it a little bit longer. Like, my mom bought it brand new. My sister drove it. Then I drove it, and then I ended up giving it back to my sister. She drove it some more, and then she gave it to somebody else. I mean, this 4Runner went through a lot of people. Well, when I would put my kids to bed at night, I would tell my kids, I would say, you know what? I want to do an experiment, because I had been reading up on the law of attraction at that point in my life. I said, I want to do an experiment. They say that if you can imagine it, that it'll happen. But you have to really believe that it's going to happen. And you have to believe it so much that you actually can smell the new. I said, we're going to what kind of car do we want? So we all decided we wanted an SUV, but a new one, brand new one. I said, what color is it going to be? We decided it was going to be blue. And I said, what is it going to look like? What is it going to smell like? What's it going to feel like to ride in it? That air conditioner is going to feel so good when we turn it on. Those air vents are blowing on us, and we're all sweaty when we get in the car, and it's making us feel cool because it's hitting us. That air is going to feel so good, and it's going to smell like a brand new car. And you're not going to smoke in it, Mom, because you're not going to stink it up. And we would lay there at night and we would visualize ourselves and we would talk about this car that we were going to have. And 6 months later, I went to the Hyundai dealership and wrote a check for $27,000 some odd dollars and drove off that lot with that brand new blue Hyundai Santa Fe. No shit. My kids and I imagined, pretended that we were being, and having a new car. And within 6 months of imagining, being, and doing, and having, we got it. This works. But the problem is that when it doesn't work in our time, we get discouraged and we give up. But the universe, when you give up, guess what? The universe says, well, I guess you don't really want it. If you're going to give up, it's still coming. But it slows your process down significantly when you give up. That's why you can't give up. You have to stay positive because you have to vibrate at the same level as the universe. You have to get in alignment with the universal vibration. And when you get in that flow and you stay in that vibration that is a positive vibration, there's nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. Nothing. If you can imagine it, you can do it. But you have to set your intentions, and it's the best time in the world to do it right now, because we're fixing to have a new moon in Capricorn, and new moons are the time to set your intentions. And when you set those intentions, use your imagination. Anything I can imagine being, doing, or having, I can be, do, or have it. I made up my mind when I got out of rehab, because I was a heroin addict for 20-some years, and went to treatment for a year and a half. Had to leave my kids, lost 2 of my kids because of that. My mom ended up keeping them because I gave them a decision. I said, you can choose whether or not you want to give me a chance, even though I've screwed up more than one time. This is not my first rodeo. This is not my first round in rehab. Or you can stay with your grandmother, where she had everything. My mother was making over 6 figures at that time in her life. And she was at the peak of her career. She had plenty of money. She went on vacations twice a year. And she gave my kids everything. Well, 2 of them decided to stay with her. The baby came home with me. She was raised by me. And she had more of a down-to-earth kind of average life, where if she wanted something, I would say, put it in the basket on Amazon, and as I'm able, over the next 3 or 4 paychecks, I'll purchase the things that are in the basket. and they'll start arriving, but you got to give me a few paychecks because I got bills to pay. But at that time, I decided that I was going to go back to school and that I was going to get a degree so that I could make a living and that I would never have to depend on a man to take care of me, because my husband was an excellent provider, but he was 13 years older than I am, and I knew that there was a good chance that I would outlive him. And then what the hell would I do? How would I ever keep what we had worked our whole lives to have if I could not do anything more than what I was doing at that time? And I was doing good because God was blessing me like you would not believe. I started out working at McDonald's out of rehab. There was a man who was a volunteer at the Christian rehab I went to, and he just loved us so much. And he owned 8 McDonald's. And so when one of us would graduate, he would always say, if you want a job, just apply and let me know your application's been put in. And then, we'll set up your day for orientation. So he gave me a job making biscuits. And I went in at 3 a.m. every morning to make biscuits. Okay? Me, the same person that's sitting at this table right now. 3 a.m. I had to get up and go make biscuits, and I was living in a homeless shelter in a family apartment with my husband, who I had just reconciled with. We had been separated for a few years. So after 6 months of that, I was ready to come home. I missed my children, and I wanted to be a mama. My children were getting older every minute, and I was missing them terribly. I hadn't seen them. My mother wouldn't bring them to see me while I was in South Carolina in treatment. She brought them one time to see me, and that was right before I graduated. And that was right around Christmas. I hadn't seen them in 2 Christmases, but I did fly home. My husband had friends in South Carolina, and they flew us home for the holidays and had us flown back in time, because I was only allowed so many days leave away from the program. My husband had finished the program and was working for the ministry at that time. But I left there, and we came back home, and we were home for one day. We went into Chick-fil-A, and the owner of Chick-fil-A was walking around asking everybody how they were doing. And when he asked me how I was doing, I said, I need a job. And he said, what kind of job do you want? I said, I don't care. I just need a job. I said, I just got out of rehab. I'm on probation. I'm going to have to go to my probation appointments. At least, I guess it's monthly. And right now, I'm trying to get a relationship reestablished with my kids because I've been in treatment for a year and a half. And I have a record, so I need somebody that'll give me a second chance to work. And I've just, left a McDonald's I was working at in South Carolina, and that gentleman will give me a reference if you need a reference. He said, be here Monday morning at, I think he said 5 a.m., He said, you're going to be the one who unlocks the door in the mornings and gets all the breakfast ready. And you're going to cook all the breakfast for Chick-fil-A. And you're going to cook all the lunch and make all the sandwiches for the drive-thru and the front counter. So I cooked for Chick-fil-A for a year. And I loved Chick-fil-A. There was no drama there. It was a very low-key, laid-back environment. It was very fast-paced, and we worked our behinds off. But we got paid like $8 an hour, something like that. That was back in 2012, 2013. That's when I went back to school. I was like, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I'll never be able to provide for myself if something, God forbid, happens to my husband. So the man at Chick-fil-A gave me the job, and I kept it for a year before I started looking for stuff. I would go home in the afternoons so tired and covered in chicken grease, and I would sit on the step outside of my house, because we were staying at my brother, my my husband's sister's house, my sister-in-law. She had a mother-in-law suite above her house, and she was letting us live there rent-free until we could figure out what we were going to do. My husband was waiting to get his disability back because he had had 5 back surgeries, and he was in the process of having a knee replacement. So I was having to take care of him and his knee replacement. We ended up having to stay at my mom's because there were so many stairs at his sister's house, and they were like the steepest stairs you could imagine. He couldn't climb them in his shape. But I prayed every day. I would sit out there on that front step, and I would go through Indeed, and I would put in applications, and I would pray, and I would say, God, I'm getting too old for fast food. I don't mind. I don't have a problem with doing anything. I had humility, and I had a lot of gratitude for God giving me the recovery that I had. But I also needed something more because I wasn't making enough money. My husband wasn't bringing in anything yet. So we were living off of my $8.50 an hour. And we had a 2-bedroom kind of studio type situation. It had not a kitchen, but like a microwave and a hot plate and stuff like that. Little refrigerator. So I prayed and prayed, and one day I got a phone call, and it was a lady, and she said, would you mind coming to an interview? I'm interested in hiring you to work for me as a receptionist at a pet resort. Oh my God, I get to work with the dogs? You've got to be kidding me. I'll be there. And I ended up getting the flu. Like, you wouldn't believe. I had the flu. When I get the flu, I get the avian flu. I get the kind of flu that puts you in the hospital. And I only get it once in a while. I've had it like twice in my life. And both times they tried to hospitalize me, but the hospitals were full. So I had to be quarantined at home. And I had the flu so bad that I could hardly move. I was just so sick. And it was going on day 10. I hadn't been able to work. But I was going to that interview, honey. Back then, we didn't know nothing about COVID and all that kind of stuff. When you got sick, you had the flu. So I told the lady, I said, I got the flu, but I think I'm over it enough that I can come. And she said, are you sure you don't want to reschedule? I said, no, ma'am, I'll be there. So I went to the interview, and she hired me on the spot. And it's been my experience in life that if somebody's going to hire you, they pretty much hire you on the spot. There's not a whole lot of waiting around and this and that and the other. Now, if a job has to do like background checks and they have to do that kind of thing, they still hire you on the spot. Just like this job that I just took, they hired me on the spot. And then they said, here's your offer letter, and it's contingent on the fact that you can pass a drug test, which I did, and yada, 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 which I've gotten through all that. So anyway, this lady, she was a self-made millionaire, and she was one of the best things that's ever happened to me. She ended up cleaning out her house, and she gave me everything that she didn't want. And I took it all because my husband, if he didn't want it, he would take it to the yard sale and sell it and make money for us. And she didn't care. She said, I don't care what you do with it. Just get it out of my way. And she gave us a lot of really nice things. But she also gave me a raise. I got started out at $9 an hour. I worked for her for almost 4 years. When I left her, I was making $13.50 and was getting 2 $500 bonuses a year. And when I left her because I graduated with my bachelor's degree in psychology from Christian counseling, and I went to work for a mental health agency. And the mental health agency started me out at, I think, like 16, something like that. And I worked there for a few years, and then I got scouted to another mental health agency, and I worked for them for 2 years before COVID hit. And then when COVID hit, I was doing an employment service helping people with severe and persistent mental illness get employment. Well, COVID, there's not any employment, so they scaled back the employment programs, and guess who got the axe? me, but I also got $650 a week in unemployment. So it really didn't, it didn't bother me a bit. And I also ended up living with Miss Mary, who's 100, at this time, 100 years old. And her family's paying me like $3,000 a month to take care of her. So I was rolling in the dough then. It's like the universe has always just taken care of me. As long as I do whatever it is that Spirit's asking me to do, as crazy as it may seem sometimes. Hey, Christy, why don't you start playing cards again and start a YouTube channel? God, are you serious? Yes, I'm dead serious. So in 2020, I started this YouTube channel. And the first few videos that I made were mostly people who knew me trying to make sure I hadn't lost my freaking mind. And they found out that I had not only not lost my mind, that I had a gift that they didn't understand. And a lot of them still don't understand, but they watch regardless because they know that what I say is true. Because I've literally had people reach out to me and say, there's no way you could have known this, but you even said my so-and-so's name. And everything that you said was describing my life and my situation. And you know I don't believe in cards. And I said, there's nothing to it. It's not the cards. It's the Spirit working through the cards. The Spirit works through everything. The Spirit worked through me before I ever touched the cards. The Spirit's working through me now without me touching the cards. And it's been this way my whole life. And a lot of times in my life, other people could see it and I couldn't see it. Because as I've told you, I have to go back and watch the videos myself. I don't know I'm doing it. I usually don't know I'm doing it when I'm doing it. And I do it anyway without the cards. I literally will channel in my work. And I will do things while I'm working and not remember doing them. And they will be done perfectly. And I don't remember doing them. So I don't know why I've been chosen for this, but I'm grateful that I have. And I respect it. I have a lot of reverence. I have a lot of humility for it. I have a lot of gratitude for it. And I have a lot of faith in it. But somebody is struggling with having those things. Hey, Erica. Hey, DG. Oh, thank you. So, let's see what else Spirit wants to say tonight. All right, let's do this. I'm not dressed, but I'm gonna grab the cards real quick. Let me sneak by y'all. I bought that stupid vacuum cleaner during Mercury retrograde. I'm sending it back and getting a new one. I'm so mad. It's already acting up. I knew it when I bought it. I was like, why the hell did you do that? You know better. But even I make mistakes. Spirit, if you could say anything you wanted to us right now, to us, as a collective, what would you say to us about how you feel about us and the situation with the humility, the gratitude, and no faith? What would you say to us, Spirit? What would you say? What would you say? I'm telling you the truth. You can trust my words. And you are the one and only one. So Spirit is saying that you are the one and only one. And I'm telling the truth. You can trust my words. Whatever that might mean to you. Don't give up on me yet. I'm scared to lose you. Nobody's giving up on you, baby. Nobody's giving up on anybody here. But something's got to change. Something's got to change. Okay? Anything else you would say to us, Spirit? Even though we shouldn't, I still want to. Something's forbidden. And I know that I want you in my future, and I'm working on making the proper plans. So there's something that you feel like you shouldn't do, but you still want to. And Spirit's saying, I know that I want you in my future, and I'm making the proper plans for you to be there. So you think something's forbidden for you to do, but Spirit's saying, no, no. Anything you can imagine being, doing, or having, you can be, do, or have. And I know that you're going to be in my future, so I'm working on these plans for you. And I want this so badly, but I'm afraid of getting hurt, so I self-sabotage. Spirit says you want this so badly, but you're afraid of getting hurt, so you just decide that it's bullshit. It's not true. It's not going to happen. You give up your dream. You quit having your dream because you're so afraid of getting disappointed that God doesn't love you like God loves other people and does other people. It's other people have other opportunities, and they do. They do. There are people that have more opportunity in life than others. But you know what? Really and truly, we all have the same opportunities. Some of us just have to work a little harder for it than others. And Spirit says, I know that I want you in my future, and I'm working on making those plans. So Spirit's working on the plans, even though you think that you shouldn't do it. So imagine how much more you could get accomplished if you would stop saying that it's forbidden. It's not forbidden. If that's what Spirit's saying. Clarify, even though we shouldn't. I still want to. You make me lose my cool, and I just don't know how to act in your presence. So this makes you nervous. It makes you nervous. Something about this makes you lose your cool. Because you want to. Even though you know you shouldn't, you still want to. Let's see. My heart is opening and I'm ready. Okay, so somebody is struggling, I think, with their faith and believing that Spirit can and will do the things that Spirit can and will do. But now listen to the story I just told you, okay? I started out making biscuits at 3 a.m. and I didn't even tell you the rest of that. After I got off work at McDonald's, I would go at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of South Carolina summer, the dog days of summer. It felt like 140 degrees past hell. And I would clean out a woman's chicken coops, and she had 600 chickens in her backyard. And I had to go in there and I had to feed and water all of those 600 chickens every single day to the week. And she paid me $10 an hour to do that. And I had to do that because I needed $700 to pay off fines to get my driver's license back. But I did it. And see, sometimes we don't get the reward because we're not willing to do the work. Because it says right here, anything I can imagine being, doing, or having, I can be, do, or have. But there's action that you have to take here also. You have to imagine it. But you also have to put in some effort. It's not magical in the sense that I can just sit back with my arms open and it'll just, like, I'm this huge magnet and it's just going to be drawn to me. Yes, that's how it works. But it works much faster when you're putting in the legwork. I mean, if you want to be a brain surgeon, you have to go to freaking college to be a doctor. The universe is not going to go against its own laws to give you something that you desire. You still have to go through the channels that are appropriate for you to get there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you want to have money in the bank, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to do something. You might not have to work hard, and you might be so blessed that it just keeps getting better and better like it did for me. But I had to be the one that got up every morning and to carry my butt to work and to work. Not miss days and work even sometimes when I didn't feel well. And there was a lot of days that I had to stand on that floor at Chick-fil-A and I thought my legs were going to fall out from under me. And that's why when I climbed them stairs every day, I would sit down at the top of them with my phone putting in applications and praying and saying, God, I can't keep doing this. My age won't allow it. And that's when I re-enrolled in school. And that's how I ended up where I'm at today. See, you only see where I'm at today. A lot of you have seen the whole process. But some of you don't know me like that. So you look at me and you think, oh, you know, she's special. No, I'm not. I am, but so are you. So are you. You have the same abilities and capabilities that I have. But I didn't snap my fingers and end up in this chair with this channel. And one day this channel is going to be successful because I've already put it out to the universe and I'm putting in the work. And it's just a matter of time before it takes off. Spirit, talk to me about this channel. Sports came out. Do you know that I have not been dinged in weeks for any of the songs that I've played in my readings? And YouTube used to ding me every time I played a song. They would take away my monetization, and they would say that they were gonna, that whoever had the rights to the song was gonna monitor my channel for me doing copyright. But, you know, they always said that I wasn't in violation of any copyright laws, but that they were going to give the money to the people. And I guess whoever's been monitoring my channel finally decided that I needed the money worse than they did. They haven't been giving me any copyright issues for weeks. And that's unheard of. So I'm already blessed. Somehow sports is part of this channel. Being a sport, or maybe sports, and also being persistent. What, Manu? You want me to have 2 channels? Okay. Why do you want me to do that? Oh. You know what? I've tried to get Kailash to do that. I have begged him to go live with me, and he refused. I would really like it. You know what I would really like? Is if somebody that really is good at playing cards, that has a gift. What? That's right. You're right. I was thinking about maybe this is what my dream has always been. To have two people, like my friend Denny, he plays cards, but I don't know how much he plays cards because I haven't seen him play them ever. This says I'm unavailable. Somebody's unavailable. They're taken. But anyway, they have the option for you to go live with other people or to have that person in the room with you. But it's always been my dream for me and another reader to both read together and like to see if Spirit would give us the same cards. Or if they would somehow like correlate with one another. But I understand what you're saying, like maybe have one channel that is just Q&A and one channel that is for just the readings. And that way, that makes good sense too. I actually think that's a good idea. To have one channel that's just Q&A, like Dreaming Dragonfly Q&A and Dreaming Dragonfly Tarot. And then the people who want Q&A go to the Q&A channel. And people who just want to hear the readings can go to the reading channel. Is that what you're saying? What's up, Cheryl? Okay. But somehow sports factors into my channel. I don't know how. And being persistent. What's going to be the outcome of the channel, Spirit, ultimately? Spirit says I'm on the right path. Period. I'm on the right path. I don't know how sports factors in. Some of y'all might come here to see if your team is going to win. I don't know. That's not a bad idea, especially if you got money riding on it. You have watched a fuel duel reading, but it gets too much with two people talking a lot. A few duel. Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't want to have both people doing a lot of channeling. I don't know how that would work. I have seen people go live together. You can ask questions without opening your mouth. Like, they may not be able to see what you're asking, and I just say, can you answer their question, and let's just see what they get, just to see if they are in tune with what's going on. I don't know, but I see what you're saying, Manu. It's a lot of times it's a matter of being promoted, and it is a matter of being promoted, and that's why I encourage you guys to like, to share, and to subscribe, but especially to share the content. To me, if you share my content, that's better than money. Because when you share my content, you have the potential of reaching people that will subscribe. That is better to me. If you can't give money, that's the best way you can support your favorite readers, is to share what they're doing. Because it shows them, for one thing, that you believe in them, but it also promotes them, and it costs nothing. It costs neither one of us nothing to do it. It's free for both of us. Alright, so we're going to be on the right path. What does being on the right path look like? No spell work. Using your voice. And no options. No spell work when it comes to using your voice and having no options. Somebody's trying to do spell work so you can't use your voice and have options. That's horrible. Look, social media on the bottom of the deck. So somebody is watching the social media and doing spell work. The spell work came out in reverse. But the spell work is about you using your voice and having options. Outcome of the spell work. They're either doing it or they did it in the past. A counselor is here. What else? Activating new gifts. What are they trying to accomplish here with the spell work? What are they ultimately? They want you to be a teacher and take a risk. Outcome of taking a risk if you're a counselor and a teacher. Growing up and self-made came out in reverse. So it's like they don't want your channel to grow and they don't want you to be self-made. They want you to take a risk. Maybe they want to teach you how to take a risk. What would be the outcome of you learning how to take a risk? They want you to have setbacks and lose your motivation. There is somebody doing spell work so you won't go to the next level on this channel. What's going to happen to them? The Spirit says they're going to be settling. This is going to be settling. What do you mean settling? Spirit said they're making a mistake. They're not going to be persistent when it comes to somebody's money coming to a halt. It looks like to me they're causing themselves a hell of a lot of karma by what they're doing. Because I'm on the right path. Somebody needs to be a sport. But instead they're doing spell work when it comes to using my voice and giving me no options because I'm a counselor and they want to teach me to take a risk so that I won't be self-made and have growth and I'll have setbacks and be unmotivated. But guess what? Guess what's on the bottom of the deck? The luck that I'm going to have. Spirit has me. No matter what you do your spell work. Just be sure you know what you're doing because it can boomerang. I tried to put a spell on Denny one time. I felt like I had been eating mushrooms. I was trying to drive and was tripping so hard because the spell work that I was trying to put on him, this was years ago. I've told him about it. I was driving and felt like Cheech and Chong, and I said, that's the end of me and spell work. Me and spell work parted ways on that day, and we have never parted them back. Because I'm not doing that to myself ever again. It just ain't worth it. Alright, let's see what's going on in the family. Show me how this happened in the family. Something's happened in the family here. You fucked up. Yeah, it's your fault. Say it out loud. I'm sorry. And see, sometimes if you don't have humility, you have a hard time admitting when you fuck up. I may have fucked up by getting a little irate at the beginning, and if I did, I apologize. But sometimes my passive-aggressive ways are still very, I still have a little room to grow. A lot of room to grow. All right, what's being hidden? That it's not that serious. Secretly, it's not that serious. What's being shown? Because I feel like it is that serious. I feel like when you're rude to people, it's serious. that you're going to sit back and relax. You're just going to sit back and relax. Because oral love is in your future. What's the truth about it? It's not that serious. You want shit to be different. It came out in reverse, so you might not want shit to be different. You're just going to sit back and relax. Alright, what's going on next? They're going to still be waiting. What are they waiting for? You're not being heard. What are they going to get when they get what they're waiting for? What's going to be the outcome of getting what they're waiting for? They're going to have to keep shit clean. You got to keep it clean. You got to do it right. You got to do it the right way. You can't be messy. Outcome if they'll keep shit clean. They're not listening to you. You might have sex with them. What the fuck are we talking about? Hold on a minute. Somebody made a mistake, okay? Somebody made a mistake. This is what happened, okay? Secretly, it wasn't that serious. And I said, was it? What's the truth? The truth is that you really want shit or don't want shit to be different. And you're going to sit back and relax because oral love is in your future. And I said, what's going to happen next? And it said, they're going to still be waiting. Well, what they're waiting for is you're not listening. You're not being heard about keeping shit clean. So you're going to have sex. I said, if they will listen about keeping shit clean. And it said that you're going to have sex. Oh my God. Oh my God. And you're going to pack your bags, okay? So you're going to go see somebody and have sex. That makes some more sense. And you're going to go solo. So you're going to leave and go by yourself to go have sex with somebody. Okay. I didn't see all that coming. I think that's a whole nother scenario. That doesn't have anything to do with what we were talking about earlier. That was one. When is this going to happen, Spirit? I'm curious now. We're going to have sex. When? For God's sake, when? Can I know? Can we get a when? Are we going to have sex? On Friday. That's today. You freaks. You freaks. Do it. Do it. It's in reverse, but if you do it, wear some protection, okay? You might end up pregnant because somebody had a baby. Y'all freaks. I don't think I'm going to have sex. Nobody's showing up at my door. Let me ask Spirit, just to be sure. Spirit, is it going to be me on Friday? Spirit said recovery. There's nothing better. In perfect timing. So you will get to have sex. There's nothing better right now. No shit. But you have to wait till the right time, Christy. So whoever you are, you're having sex on Friday, which happens to be today, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, wow. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to pull a tarot and we'll probably get out of here. Alright, I'll answer some questions if y'all have some. How are you working in this collective? Injustice came out. Alright. What's the energy to overcome? How do we overcome this injustice, Spirit? There's been an injustice. There's a tower moment. Have you felt the tower moment yet? Alright, and what's going to pull it together? The devil. A strong desire. And a Hierophant in reverse. So it looks like we're going to have somehow the end of a contract. Which is okay. That's fine. All right, talk to me, Spirit. What's the injustice? May I see, please? The Seven of Swords came out, and the Seven of Cups. So there's a lot of seven energy at play here. We have Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And we also have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Somebody is deceiving themselves and having temptations of grandiosity. Like, they are tempted by grandiosity. Grandiosity is when somebody thinks they have no humility. I'll put it like that. And the truth is that I'm trying to read this intuitively because it's a Seven of Cups and a Seven of Swords, okay? The Seven of Cups is when you're like, you don't know what to do. And let me show you what this one looks like. The Magician on the bottom of the deck. This Seven of Cups shows 7 wine glasses with somebody who wants something to drink, but they have nothing but an apple. Okay, first of all, apples generally are not what you make wine out of. Grapes are. And that might even be a tomato. So they don't even know how to make wine, much less which glass to put it in. Like, this person's confused as hell. And on top of that, it came out in reverse. No, it came out upright. You can make wine out of apples, but generally it's made out of grapes. This person is so deceived, and their thinking is so out in left field. That's the injustice, is that somebody is deceiving themselves and their thinking is way out in left field. All right, what's the Tower? The Tower is a wheel that's coming slowly. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius is what this wheel is supposed to represent. But my understanding was always that it was all the fixed signs. So I'm not sure how much I trust this person's astrology. But it could be right. I need to look more into it. The Tower is definitely Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. But somebody's got a Tower and a wheel coming, and I'm going to tell you something. That is never a good thing. If you're not real familiar with tarot, this is what you call, I am fucked. Oh, the Empress on the bottom of the deck in reverse. What is the wheel? The King of Pentacles in reverse, the Hangman in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So there is a kingpin who wants to be rewarded for their sacrifice by having a new opportunity. But instead, they are going to have weakened security, an empty reward, and a missed opportunity. And it's because of them realizing that they did not foresee this as a challenge. You did something that you didn't think was going to cause you as big of a shitstorm as it caused you. And why is the Devil here? Because of the Six of Swords, somebody needs to move on, but they can't get any traction. The Eight of Wands is in reverse, so it's like you're stuck in this. You're moving out of the shitstorm, but you can't get completely out of this. Why can't they? They don't want completely out of this right there. Because it's interrupting what appeals to them. They actually have a strong desire to stay, but they've caused themselves to have to get humble, to get grateful, and to believe in what they really believe in and stop playing games with spirit. And why is the Hierophant here? Because of the Eight of Cups in reverse. This person's afraid to walk away. They're not walking away. They're terrified to walk away. And I would be too. You've already missed out on a great opportunity to have a lot of abundance because you don't think it's possible. What's going to be the outcome of this opportunity that they've missed out on? Wow. There's a Queen of Wands who's going to have wish fulfillment. It's a Leo. They're strong. This person, the lack of wish fulfillment, they're not having their wishes fulfilled has made them so strong. This could be any of the fire elements, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And the fact that you couldn't have what you wanted, you got a lot of empty promises from people, has made you strong. It's made you a very strong, unquestioned confidence. People don't question you because they know that you know what you're talking about. All right, what's going to be the outcome for this Page of Cups? New excitement. What's the new excitement? Can I see the new excitement? The new excitement is that somebody's going to have a lot of self-doubt. Why are they going to have self-doubt? Because of Judgment, the Two of Wands, and Death in reverse. Because they feel like the truth is that they can go forward, that they can choose the right path, but they don't have to change. Outcome of not having to change. The Five of Cups came out. You're going to have to heal from a very significant loss here. What's the loss? There's my Knight of Pentacles that's so funny to look at. You're going to have no choice when it comes to being patient with success. Look, this person, that's the best Knight of Pentacles I've ever seen. He's trying to walk a damn tightrope when there's a whole city below him where he could probably walk like 2 blocks and get there. Why is he avoiding the city? He doesn't want to get his hands dirty. He's standing on a freaking motorcycle, riding across a wire on a motorcycle, holding on to a ball. Talk about having to be patient to succeed. Look, and this is risky business too. He's strategizing though, isn't he? He's come up with a real good strategy to fuck up. And that's what's going to end up probably happening. He's not going to have any choice. He's painted himself into this corner by thinking he knew it all. And that he knew what was best. But this is what he thought was best. He was giving himself no choice. This is what he thought was best. Let's not do the sensible thing and take our time and wait for Spirit to bring the abundance and just put in the work. Let's just risk it all and throw the whole shit and, you know, baby bathwater, the whole nine going out together. Who cares if you put all your blood, sweat, and tears into it? I didn't. I'll risk it all. This person is as close to a fool as I've ever seen without being one. They are a fool. Look, and then you got the wild card. Because whoever this fool is probably ended up getting the wild kick in the ass. Sometimes that's what we need. I've had my ass kicked before, and I'm probably going to have it kicked again. If you don't believe me, ask my friend Denny. He kicks it all the time. But I'll kick him in his too, and he knows it. does this person feel about the collective? That flew. To be totally honest, you're not really my type. Then why are you here? If you ask me, I'll say no. I'm not really into you, but I do like the attention that you give me. And I get excited when I think about how incredible we could be together. So this person, you're really not their type. They would tell you no if you asked them to help with anything. And they're not really into you, but they do like the attention that they get by being part of your posse. And they get excited when they think about how incredible you could be together. This person deserves none of your success. They just don't. They don't deserve your success. Whoever they are. I don't know who they are, but they don't deserve an ounce of your success. You've worked your ass off to get where you are. And they don't appreciate that. They don't have any gratitude. They have no humility, and they have no faith. They're learning humility and gratitude, but their faith is lacking big time. And I don't see that changing. Alright, so I'm going to pull some guidance here. And then if anyone has any questions, you can let Cheryl know. And going forward, let me say this. Cheryl is my lead moderator, and I've said from day one that she would always be and forever would be until I said differently. Kailash stepped up and helped me, and I'm eternally grateful to him for all of his help. And I hope that he will stick around and he will continue to watch the channel and ask questions when he has them. But as far as moderating, for right now, I'm going to just use Cheryl. And when she's not available, I will either do the Q&As myself or I will not do Q&As at all, depending on how many people show up. Now, I'm giving what Manu said a thought. You know, I might try having 2 channels, but that's a lot to keep up with. So, I don't know. I don't know the answers to it all. But I heard in the video earlier how to find out. And that is to get quiet and to get in meditation and to get in sync with spirit. And spirit always shows me what to do. And I don't need anybody's approval for what choices I make. I gave that shit up a long time ago. Long time ago. I'm a very kind-hearted, I will give you the shirt off my back if you need it. But don't take advantage of me, and don't take my kindness for weakness, because I am probably one of the strongest people you will ever meet. You have no idea what I have gone through. What I told you was the tip of the iceberg. I've been homeless. I've been in prison. I've been in jail many times, and I'm not proud of these things. I'm just telling you, when you hear me up here, you think, oh, she's such a sweet lady. This sweet lady's been through hell and back, and most of the people that are drawn here have been too. And a lot of us did a lot of the things that we did because we were trying to cover up the things that society was not accepting about ourselves, our giftedness. It wasn't okay. Our own parents knew we were different, knew we were special, and insisted that we hide that. How the hell do you hide it when you don't even know you're doing it? All you knew is you just never fit in really anywhere. You ever felt that way? Like you just didn't fit in anywhere? But you do. You fit in here. You fit in here. And I hope you'll choose to stay. Spirit, tell us how we're essential here. How are we essential here? All men's miseries derive from not being able to sit in a quiet room alone. Blaise Pascal. Enjoy a quiet season. Each life is made up of different seasons. Some of those seasons are filled with vibrant conversations, unhindered laughter, and companionship. Other seasons are quieter and marked by time spent alone. When you find yourself in a quiet season, remind yourself that there is a difference between being alone and being lonely. And see, this is what I talked about this morning. There's a strength in a woman who can be alone. And that person attracts to them other people because we have as women to live in packs, to be the leader of the pack under the man. But a woman who has the ability to take care of herself attracts others, and they know they can do it too. It's incredibly, it causes a quantum leap in your life when you allow yourself to be alone and realize that you're not lonely. You're in a quiet season in your life, and it's a blessing. And women choose it, and statistics show that it makes those women better at making decisions, more successful, wildly successful, because they have to activate the part of their brains and the endorphins in their brains that cause them to make decisions. And most women have always had that done for them. But these women are different. There are abundant blessings to be found in having a season to yourself. Having the time to examine your priorities and the freedom to chase your wildest dreams and then build a life that you are passionate about is special. Not having to answer to anyone if you want to travel on a whim or spend an entire day lounging in bed is a luxury that you may not be able to indulge in during other seasons. Having fewer distractions means that you can focus on building up friendships and giving back to your community. No season lasts forever, so cherish the blessing unique to where you are right now while you have them. So if you're in a season in your life where you are alone, cherish it, because you are being given a gift from the universe. If you don't have to get up and go to work every day, and you can stay in bed and sleep as late as you want, cherish that. Because there may be a day when you have to get up at 3 a.m. and go make biscuits at McDonald's. You understand what I'm saying? Or you may have a baby that you have to wake up every 2 hours because you have to nurse that child because it has to eat and have its diaper changed every 2 hours at night until it can at least hold its bladder and its stomach gets big enough that it can go all night without being awake. And that can take 2 to 3 months sometimes longer, depending on how the child is raised. Breastfed babies are up a lot at night. And if you're lucky enough to have a husband that will help you, that you can pump your breast milk, thank God. But most men have to work because you're the one who stays home with the child. So you are sleep deprived. And hopefully your husband is thoughtful enough that they will occasionally get up and let you sleep through the night, because you are entitled to that as well. Because somebody in this collective is having a baby or has just recently had a baby, and you're going through that, and I'm so sorry, but you are going to have so much blessings from that little baby. So many blessings. And for some of you, you thought about giving it up, not having it. And now you can't imagine what life would be like without it. And you may have made your decision by listening to this channel. Alright, I'm going to get one more thing. And then if there's any questions, your questions. If not, we'll close and I'll come back tomorrow and we'll have a full not full, a new moon in Capricorn reading tomorrow. Because New Year's Eve, I'm going to find something to do if it ain't nothing but get me a bottle and drink it. I got one in there I can drink. You Light and Madonna of Roses with Hero. Interesting. Interesting. I haven't seen these in a while. Number 17, 43, and 15. Number 17. You are going through spiritual initiation. This is happening because you are ready for it, even if it doesn't always feel that way. The way to pass this test is to rely on the light within you. Don't let fear or doubt make you distrust the path ahead. Don't give in to despair or believe that things will not work out. You are learning to trust that the universe knows what it is doing. There are great and beautiful things meant for you, and no matter what appears to be right now, they will come to you in the perfect way and at the perfect time. Keep your faith in the light. All will be well. Light is powerful. Some people don't understand this. The fear in their hearts makes them cynical. The fear stops them from seeing what is true. In the absence of truth, they hold on to their judgments instead. They scoff at what they don't understand. Be careful of allowing such people to influence you. It's not wise to take advice from people who are invested in creating pain. You can have compassion for them, but you must not underestimate how their negativity can taint your trust in the universe. When we feel the light within us, when we trust in it, we are able to move beyond the fear and negativity that exist in this world. You have it within you to be the light. The only thing that can stop you is the choice to believe in the negative and give in to fear. That's not you, so don't choose that for yourself. Don't listen to people who would cause you to question the light. The light within you is the real you. Be at peace, beautiful one, for the positive power of the light in you is stronger than any darkness. And we've been up against some darkness lately now, I'm going to tell you. That couldn't be any more perfect for what we just talked about. Now, Madonna of Roses. I gotta have new glasses. There is a way to be fierce that doesn't betray the kindness of your heart. When you know that to enable someone to behave badly towards you doesn't help them or you, you don't need to subject yourself to unnecessary guilt for taking care of yourself for fear that you aren't being compassionate. You are teaching yourself and others the truth that love is based in respect. That trying to take what doesn't belong to you through any form of aggression or manipulation, seduction or persuasion is neither loving nor respectful. Thorns are sharp because they need to be. They don't diminish the beauty of the rose, they protect it. Your soul is a holy rose, a sublime creation, under the care and protection of the Madonna of Roses. The soul that is a holy rose holds an exquisite spiritual perfume. She goes through struggles early on in life that teach her when she will need to protect herself from the people or situations that would try to cut her off from what vitalizes and inspires her with life. She is taught to recognize those who would steal her away from her destiny and try to use her for their own selfish purposes. She knows that people who try to use her do not love her. They are interested in what they can gain from her, not what they can share and create together with her. So she is not shy to let such unworthy hands that grasp after her feel the piercing of her thorns. By the time she reaches spiritual maturity, fully blooming as the rose, she understands that she is here on this planet to heal many souls with her inner divine feminine beauty. She can only do this when she takes care of herself. She can allow others to love her, but she can never put her well-being or safety into the hands of another. To anyone other than herself and the Divine Mother who watches over her. She is her own woman, this holy rose, a living temple of the goddess, bringing heavenly beauty to earth. These cards are freaking me out. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Be your own hero. Number 15. Believe that you are worthy of an amazing life. You don't need to feel guilty or hold yourself back to make anyone else feel comfortable. You don't need to be timid or uncertain, worrying that you're becoming too much for someone else or talking too much or asking too much from the universe. Living a great life is not about competition with anyone else. Living a great life helps inspire others to do the same. It doesn't take anything away from anyone else. If your dreams both excite and scare you, that's a good sign. Give yourself permission to go for it. Go after what you want with a happy heart. You have every right to be proud of yourself. You have courage. You have listened to your heart, even though sometimes that seemed to be the harder choice to make. You may have days when you don't feel so heroic, but deep within you know you have the guts and you are strong. You know that a challenge is the way the universe shows you that you are capable of something more. And an opportunity is before you now. Has your heart been urging you to take a stand or take action in some way? Would you feel proud of yourself if you honored that? Then do it. You are learning what it is to truly respect and take pride in yourself. That means feeling good about that sort of person you choose to be, how you choose to live your life, not lowering your standards to be the same as everyone else, but honoring your heart, becoming an inspiration to yourself. You don't need to try to impress anyone. You are an awesome human being, and you have everything within you to make yourself proud. It's time to step up. It's time to be your own hero. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for confirming everything that I just said. I love you so much. I love all of you so much. And we're going to continue to walk this road together because we are on the right path. What would, just curious, what would my best friend say about this? What would my best friend say about this? It's okay to just exist. Your mental health is important. I love you too, best friend. Alright. I doubt anybody has any questions, but if you do, let Cheryl know, okay? I love you guys so much. I love you, Rhonda. Rhonda, you are just my baby doll. And I can't wait to see what Spirit has for you, baby. I know that it's been a long time coming. I know that it's been hard for you. It truly breaks my heart. Erica's first? Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Well, Erica, go ahead and post your question, sweetheart. I'm going to take a quick break and stretch my legs for a minute. And I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. Once you get your question up there, I'll be back. Night, night, baby boy. You such a sweet baby. You ate all that pizza, now you ready to go night, night. Good boy. Good boy. Your mama's good boy. You and Otto both are my babies. I don't know what I would do without y'all. Y'all my babies. Y'all my good boys. Y'all my sweet babies. Rhonda, I want you to know that there's been times in my life when I thought, I remember sitting in truck stop parking lots and wondering, how the hell is this for my, how is this supposed to be for my good? Like, I've prayed to get out of this. Why am I not getting out of this? Like, what am I doing wrong? Questioning myself. But looking back on it now, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was walking the path that was meant for me to walk, so I would end up here. And I would be able to relate to people like you. Because you have the same kind of destiny. Your destiny is not a small one. It sounds cliche as hell, but God really does give the hardest battles to the strongest soldiers. And He's training you up for what He has for you to do for Him, for it. Call it what you want. Source has you in boot camp, baby. And boot camp ain't easy. I could tell you stories that would make a sailor blush about my own life. But I have more dignity and respect for myself than that today. I'm not proud of the places that I've been, but I know I went there so I would end up here. And so it was worth it all. It was worth whatever I had to endure. All right. What is her life purpose? Whew. Good question. Spirit, how do we find out what her life purpose is? Well, I'm not really dressed, so excuse me. But I think I might have some cards over here that I made that might give you some kind of idea. I don't know. We'll check them out and see. Can we see what might be Erica's life purpose, Spirit? Ooh, that flew over. Erica, do you play an instrument? Somebody's supposed to be playing an instrument. Somebody that's watching plays an instrument. Use your voice to encourage others. Can you show me what Erica's life purpose is? Somebody knows about that instrument, though. You're supposed to be a healer, a doctor, a physician, or heal people from a holistic approach. Does that sound like you? Have you ever wanted to be a doctor, Erica? Okay. Go for it. What you waiting for? Start a prison visitation group. This might be the one who plays the instrument. Let's see if we can figure out how to get you there. How can Erica get to her life purpose? Spirit, may I see, please? What's it going to take for Erica to get to her life purpose? There you go. The universe is big enough to fulfill my every intent. The universal manager has the ability to bring everyone a vibrational match to what they are giving their attention to without depriving anyone else of what they are wanting. And seeking approval of others hinders my joyness. If the way you feel depends on anything outside of you, you're in trouble. But if you depend only upon your connection with your own inner being, then everything in your experience falls into alignment. Same thing we had earlier. But I think that there is something to the healing. It could be a doctor, it could be a nurse, it could be an x-ray technician, it could be somebody who does just energy healing, a life coach, something like that. But I think you're supposed to be doing something in healing or in medicine. You know, there is a huge need for someone to do like holistic medicine. There used to be someone around here that grew plants, and you could go to them and get certain kinds of plants that you're welcome, that you could only get from them. And those plants that they gave you, if you did what they told you to do with them, you would be healed. Like, there is something to plant medicine. So whatever it is that Spirit is speaking to you about being a healer, go for it. Okay? Go for it. Number 2, Aura, trying to message Ryan. Is he happy about it? And is he single? Okay. Aura wants to know if Ryan is happy about the message. Let's see. Is he happy about the message? We're going to see how he feels. Not the right time came out in reverse, and there's something better came out in reverse. Let's see how he feels about it, though. Because it may just be that you messaged him when he was real busy and he didn't have time to respond. How did he feel about the message that he got? May I see, please? Then we're going to ask if he's single. How did he feel when he got the message from R? Whoops. How did he feel when he got the message from R? Oop. He was in pain, apprehensive, afraid, or cautious because of not wanting to. Maybe he felt like it was going to hurt you about the third party attachments. Maybe he could have been going through withdrawals. There were no third parties, so he was in pain. Maybe that's why it was not the right time. How does he feel about Aura? That commitment. Remember, it said that earlier. And he's releasing something. Alright, let's find out if he's single. Can you show me if he's single or not, Spirit? Is he single? The situation will improve. Stop. Time to stop and give this time. It needs to have some time, okay? This person needs some time. They're not going to compromise. You need more information. The answer is no, and it's unlikely in reverse. I don't think there is anybody else. I think there's something else. And it would indicate to me, Aura, that he might have a drug problem or something, and he's going through withdrawal. That's what it would indicate to me. But I do think that he wants a commitment with you, but he doesn't want to be with this third party that he has. It seems like he has some kind of third party influence. Whatever that is. It seems like drugs. I'm just going to be real with you. Okay. Is there a chance between you? It looked like there was, but let's ask. Is there a chance for this relationship in the future? No need to worry. Remain positive. Everything's coming out in reverse for this person. I think we can turn it around. There's no need to worry. Remain positive. Look for a sign of being ready. And right now there's not enough money. Within the next few months there's not going to be enough money. But there's going to be a need to meditate and ask for help from others. I do think that there is a chance though. But first this person needs some time to get themselves together. Okay. DG, what's up, baby? What's up? What's your question? You're welcome, baby. Keep coming back and we'll keep looking and see what's going on with him, okay? Did DG already post? He may have left. Oh, okay. When will I receive a letter? Oh, we're back to the letter, DG. Okay. Let's see. I got some timing cards. Let's see what they say. When is DG going to get this official letter, Spirit? May I see, please? When is this letter coming? Please let it be soon. When will DG get this letter? July on a Friday. When will DG get this letter? May I see, please? In September and July. You may have missed some letters, DG. Remember, you were supposed to get one in October. When will DG get this letter? Or you may have gotten one and you're waiting for another one? When will DG get this letter? On a hot day and on a windy day. Okay. Can you be more specific? Can you give us a date or a month or something? You're going to have to wait. It's going to be in April or March. Could be in March or April. You have to wait until March or April, DG. On a hot day when it's windy. That sounds like March, don't it? Or April. You're going to get your letter, DG. And it's going to be good news. Can you show me the news that DG's letters are going to have in it? Letters for DG. Woo! You're going to have a choice where you're going to be patient about your success and you're going to heal from loss. You're going to have a huge choice where you've been patient about your success and you're going to heal from a loss. There's a resisted ending on the bottom of the deck. Why is that resisted ending there, and what needs to happen to break it? There's some grandiose temptations involved and problematic perfectionism. So be careful of being a perfectionist and having grandiose thinking. You know what that is. Interrupted appeal. So something could be appealed. You might have to appeal something and it gets interrupted, or it got interrupted. Somebody could have interrupted an appeal. But you are going to you're going to have a choice, a huge choice, when it comes to being patient to succeed and to heal from a loss. But you need to be careful of not thinking, like, don't get too grandiose in your thinking, and don't become a perfectionist. Anything else DG needs to know? DG, you're going to have the strength, unquestioned confidence. This is making you strong. And you have a missed opportunity. You missed an opportunity somehow. Make sure you're checking the mail yourself. How did DG miss an opportunity, Spirit? You might have a tattoo on your back. How did you miss an opportunity? Something weakened your security. You're a King of Pentacles. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. You have one of those placements in one of your big placements. And this can also be a Leo. Could have a Leo placement. But your security is weakened for some reason. Oh, and there's an unforeseen challenge here. What's the wheel in reverse on the bottom of the deck? The Seven of Wands. That can be like a card of being defensive. You might have to defend yourself somehow. But you have the determination. This is a card also of determination. But it can also be interpreted as defensive. You might have to defend yourself in this appeal. And you're tired. You're just so tired of waiting for this. But you're going to be strong. This is making you incredibly strong. What's going to happen to the weakened King of Pentacles? Recognition came out like upside down. Why are we not getting recognition? Science came out and sharing. So be careful of sharing your science with people because you're not getting any recognition. What happens if Gigi's more careful about sharing science? You're going to have a helper. Somebody's going to be a helper, and it's somebody from your past. They don't recognize that you've been sharing science, or you don't recognize that they've been using your science. And this is somebody that's a helper. They could like either be helping you and they're from your past, or they do like something in a helping profession from your past. What's going to be the outcome of the helper from your past? Somebody in this collective is definitely lactating. I keep feeling like my shirt's wet. The outcome is going to be animals, your solitude, not doing odd jobs because of your health or somebody's health. Somebody's going to have something going on with their health. Animals, solitude, not being able to do any work or odd jobs because of somebody's health. That's the helper from the past. Outcome of their health. Nothing's going to change. Why is it not going to change? Because of the kind of work they do. They do something with scissors or with their hands, crafting maybe. And that's not going to help. Whatever's going on with their hands, they can have arthritis or something. It's not going to get better, it doesn't look like, because they're not going to stop. And they're not going to slow down and let themselves heal long enough to get better. It looks like they use their hands. Anybody else have any questions? You're expecting a baby, Gigi? Okay, I was about to say, when did that happen? Oh, the letter. That's right, you did say you were expecting the letter. All I can remember is I said somebody was lactating, and you were like, I'm expecting. I forgot we were talking about the letter. Oh, I'm tired, y'all. It's been a long day. Oh my God. All right. You're not lactating though, right? For some reason, right there, you know, where you would feel that way, every time my arm touches there, when I'm shuffling the cards, it feels like my shirt's wet, and it's not wet. It's the craziest thing ever. Not yet. My baby days are over. Thank goodness. I'm gonna have grandbabies now. I get to give them back when I'm done with them. I am looking forward to that though. Ronnie, you ain't right, girl. You ain't right. At least you're honest, though. At least you're honest, and you are. I like people that are real. You know, that keep it real. That's me, and that's forever who I will always be. If there's one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be real, and I'm a Sagittarian, so I'm going to be honest to a fault. And sometimes that might mean being too honest, but I'd rather be too honest than to be full of shit. I can't believe that my crystal ball has been smiling at us all night. You see that? It's smiling bigger now. It looks like it's even winking at us. Alright, you guys, that's enough. I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Be careful. Happy New Year. I will be back tomorrow to do a new moon and Capricorn reading, so get your intentions ready, okay? It's going to probably be around 11-ish in the morning, because I'm probably going to be up late. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't sleep lately. Alright. Good night. I love you guys. Take care, okay? Bye.